So here's what I don't like about transform controls. We're now looking at our work of art, our masterpiece, and we have this bounding box cluttering up our space. So for this week, we'll, you know, be okay with using it. But next week, I'm going to show you how to transform without this bounding box. Another reason it's not just visually cluttering, it's also you can accidentally click on these you could accidentally click on these handles and start transforming unintentionally. So I really don't like this. In that case, I'm going to press the cancel or the escape button on my keyboard to cancel that transform. Yes, so like I said, next week we'll learn how to free transform without this box. But a couple more details about this. You notice any pixelation here? Do you see how choppy the edges are? This is because we scaled a pixel-based layer larger. So the brush tool is a pixel-based layer, which we'll discuss in more detail in future videos. Just keep in mind that the general rule is you can't scale pixel-based layers larger. What happens is you will cause pixelation, as we can see right here. So it looks choppy, it looks low quality, and you want to avoid this at all costs. So I'm going to delete this layer because I actually ruined it. And let's get working with the others. All right, so let's learn how to add what's called keyboard modifier keys to using the transform box. So a keyboard modifier is a button on your keyboard that you press while working with the mouse. So it's a more advanced way of working with Photoshop where you can use the mouse to perform an action but modify it with a keyboard shortcut. So as demonstrated before, if you click and drag to scale, you are maintaining proportions. However, while scaling with the mouse button down, you can press the shift button. You see I'm holding the shift button now, and now it is removing that restriction of maintaining proportions. So I'm now free to scale in any direction and squish the object as much as possible. So again, click to start the motion, keep the mouse button down, and then press the shift button, and you will now be able to squish the object. However, be careful about this. Again, scaling images or pixel-based layers, you'll cause distortion, and usually that doesn't look good. When we start working with shapes later, you'll see how this is not an issue. So let's go ahead and accept that. And on the blue layer, I'm going to click with Auto Select to activate it. Let's use the Shift modifier key with a rotation. So start the rotation. You'll see on the interface, you'll see the little angle popping up telling you exactly how many degrees you are rotating. Now, if you hold the shift button, do you see how it's snapping? It's jumping in 15-degree increments. So this is an excellent way to very quickly rotate an object by a set amount. And this is quite frequent that we do stuff like this. So if you want to rotate it 90 degrees, you just hold the shift button and then lock it into place. But any degree of 15 increments will work. So just to recap, click and hold the mouse down, then hold the shift button, and then when you're ready, you have to release the mouse button, and then you could release the shift button. All right, so that's a more advanced way. I recommend you get comfortable doing that because there are lots of keyboard modifiers in Photoshop and with a bunch of different tools. So it's something that keeps happening. So to become more efficient in Photoshop, it is a good skill to develop on how to work with the mouse and keyboard together.